So we got a little bit of an issue with the new GT500 bumper that we've put on here, because it flows so much extra air through these vents in the side, and because I'm not 100% sure if the bolt holes were exactly the same, it has pushed so much air through the bumper that it's put the wheel well liner back at higher speeds, and it's hit the tire and sanded it clean through. So now all of this is gone, as you can see. I put an extra screw right here at the bottom to hold it in, and it hasn't done any further damage, but I can't stand having this on the car looking like this, so I've ordered a replacement fender liner. So what the problem is this is on the new bumper up at the top, and that's got a push pin in it, and it's holding. This one is not on the bottom. It doesn't have anything to hold to, and this is where I've added the new screw on the bottom, and this doesn't have anywhere to hold to, and that's the problem. So what I'm going to do is take it all off, fabricate a new hole for it. So if you notice, the new GT500 bumper has some holes right here, but it's not close enough to hold on the piece on the fender liner. So it just pushed the whole thing back and hit the tire. So we're going to take all that off, try to replace it, try to fabricate something to go right here to actually hold that, put a push pin in it, and maybe we won't have this issue again. Now, I'm not sure if all of the bumpers are like this. This one's from Icon Motorsports. Maybe it had a bracket in there, maybe it didn't, but it wasn't installed that way. And you can see all of the damage through the grate, and so all that air, extra airflow, pulls up right there behind the fender liner, and it just pushed it back right into the tire. So we're going to hopefully replace that and get that fixed today. The other side did it as well. We're only going to do one side today. It's not near as bad, so see how it goes before we spend the money on doing both sides. See if it works. I got to get this bracket. Can't really see too much in there. There we go. So this side is not near as bad, but you can see here's the hole for the push pin. There's nothing for it to hit. There's nothing for it to go into. So this one is not near as bad. It's only got just a few little spots in it, and I put that bolt down here at the bottom. But see, this push pin doesn't have anything to go to, and this is holding on good. So this one's not near as bad. I might eventually just fabricate something for this one. So far, we got all our push pins out, lug nuts, wheels off obviously. So here's the front part. We've got our little air dam flap at the bottom. I've custom put in this little bracket and screw to hold this part solid. Again, here is what was in the factory or from Icon Motorsports for this front splitter piece. So there's the front splitter piece on the bumper, and it's got these three holes right here like it was for something, but the factory wheel well liner does not meet up with this. There maybe on the performance pack cars they do, maybe on the GT500, maybe that's there for some reason, I have no idea. But anyway, that's where the problem was. There was nothing to hold to this part right here, and that's what allowed all the air to push this piece back into the tire. There is a hole right here in the top, and that works, and there's the push pin hole in the bottom to hold it, but this middle piece was missing, so that's what I'm going to try to cut a piece and fabricate. So anyway, there's the inside of the car. There's that front vent that allows all of the air to come through that caused the problem. And so then we've got the back side of it. Brake upgrade on the way, hopefully sooner rather than later. Here's the piece that came out. You can see there's the top one, there's the bottom one, there's the missing piece, whole reason why we're doing this. And there was another hole right here for it to mount to, but that's what's missing on this bumper conversion. So that's what we're trying to fix now. Here's the new one. Top hole, middle hole, so that's, again, there's what's missing, and then the bottom hole. So this entire flap got chewed off with the tire, and that's what we're fixing to try to see if we can correct and custom fabricate something that'll allow this push pin to go back into place and hold it still. Okay, so I've got my custom bracket made now. So again, there was the 3 holes on the Icon Motorsports aerodynamic piece here, the splitter, canard, whatever you call it. And so I used those, and I got a nut and bolt kit, some thread locker, and I cut a piece out of the existing screwed up wheel well liner, measured it, cut it, and then test fit it with the Fender liner, and everything works fine. So I'm not going to drill the hole for the push pin. So there's the push pin hole. I'm not going to drill that until I have everything in place with all the existing holes, everything lined up perfectly, and then that way I'll hit it perfect, because I'm afraid that if I go ahead and mark it and drill it, and then I put everything back together and tighten it all up, that it might be off slightly and cause it to bow or buckle. So I'm going to wait to do that later at the end. So now I've just got to put it all back together and finish that one hole, and we're good to go. There's our new push pin in the bracket we made. Everything's back together. Everything lined up really well. There's the pin in the top. And that's our new fender liner. I'll put the link in the description to the part where I bought it. It was pretty cheap considering, so I was worried it wasn't going to fit correctly, but it matched perfect and everything went right back together. One other thing is on this side here, before you put these pins in, you have to tuck the edge of the fender liner behind the sheet metal or the metal. So don't do what I did and put it all together and then have the plastic outside. So make sure you do that first before you put the pins in. Alright, so a quick follow-up. I always like to actually prove that what I did helped and worked, instead of just putting a video out and not telling you how things went. So this is the passenger side. So at the track day before the last track day, I blew this side out completely. I thought it was going to hold, but evidently just too much air moving through there, so blew it out completely. Reordered a new fender liner, put it in. It's filthy at the moment, ignore that. And went ahead and did the same process to this side. So had cut this piece out so it would fit just right. Made another bracket, put the bolts in. I put a bolt in here instead of a push pin so I can make sure that it didn't pop back out. Put that blue thread locker on it, and everything seems to be working really good now. No more issues. Took it back out for another track day, and everything held together perfect. No rubbing, no scrubbing, nothing came loose, nothing popped out. So good to go there, no more issues, and worked like a charm. The other side held up fine as well, so no more issues there, and everything was good. So I had to take it all apart to do my cooling install. Working on that video now. So while it was all apart, I went ahead and did that fender liner as well. And so both of them are brand new, put together like they're supposed to be. And so yeah, no more issues. Everything's good. I'm glad it all held together and no more holes through the liner. That was, even though hardly anybody would know or see it, it was ugly as sin, and I knew it was there, so we had to get it fixed. So good to go now, and if you have any comments or questions, drop them down below. Be more than happy to help out and answer anything I can. It was pretty simple little fix. I just cut that piece off the old liner and made a bracket so we actually had something that it could hook to and work perfect. And so if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. I've got a lot of different Mustang content videos that I'm working on, so if you want to subscribe, feel free to do so. And keep checking out the mods and the other stuff we're working on. Thanks. Have a good one.